Hello, yes, it's me again, Madam Gracious Kanzieni from Educare Tanzania. Warmly welcome in your media Educare TZ. So as you can proceed with our A-level tutorial, and here my student, we have our chemistry subject. Our class level is Form 5. The chemistry subject Form 5 class. Our consideration in the general chemistry, and my students, now it is very wonderful. We have already covered the concept of the atomic key. So now we are shifting in the concept of chemical bonding. Tunaenda kuona kuhusiana na chemical bonding. Kwa hiyo discussion zetu zote sasa hivi kwenye general chemistry zitakuwa zimebase na chemical bonding peke yake. Tuliona a lot of discussion concerning the atomic key. So hakikisha unakuwa na good follow up kwenye media yetu kuhusiana na concept ya atomic mpaka tulipoishia, ili uweze kubenefit each and everything. So now let us start together again, my student, concerning the chemical bonding. The chemical bonding. So as you see here, it's all about chemical bonding, and here in the bracket you see introduction. Kwa maana kwamba tunaona just a little bit utangulizi wa hii chemical bonding. And before I proceed, I can remind you that once you are in Form 2, ulisoma kuhusiana na the issue of chemical bonding. So you can see that vitu ambavyo tunaenda kusoma hapa not new, lakini kuna addition ya concept, lakini utaona kwamba most of them utakuwa umeshavikava ukiwa kidato cha pili. Uko una discuss concept of this chemical bonding. Kidato cha pili kuelekea cha tatu hapa ulisoma kuhusiana na hizi concept. Lakini kulingana na topic yetu general chemistry, hii concept ni muhimu kuidiscuss. So kuna another concepts zinaongezeka, lakini sasa hatuwezi kuzisoma tu bila kuwa na prior understanding ya hizi concepts. Lazima tujikumbushie huku. So you can say that simple introduction for this. Sasa tuangalia hapa kwenye chemical bonding tunasoma kitu gani, lakini pia what are the main things we are going to learn, we are going to cover. So here simply chemical bonding is an interaction process that results into the association of atoms to form molecules or ions or crystals and any stable substance. That is the meaning of the what? Chemical bonding. Kwa hiyo ni ile interaction kama mwingiliano fulani. Mwingiliano ambayo hii inachukua kama ni kitendo fulani ambacho kinatokea. That's why tunasema ni interaction process. This is an interaction process ambayo inatokea that result into the association. Association. Kuna association na dissociation. Sasa hii hapa ni association. Kwa hiyo ile interaction process ambayo inatokea baada ya association process au association of the atom inapelekea formation of the molecules, ions, crystals, lakini pia na hizi stable substance. So that is just a simple introduction about what? Chemical bonding. Okay, so in this chapter you will learn about the different types of chemical bonds. Kwamba tutaenda kuangalia aina tofauti za chemical bonding. Kwamba hii interaction process ambayo ina result depending on the association of the atom kwenda kupelekea kutengeneza hizo crystals, ions, molecules, the stable substance, kwamba ipo katika makundi gani. So we are going to learn that types of chemical bonds. The strengths of ionic and covalent bond, pia tunaenda kusoma kuhusiana na the strengths of ionic and covalent bond, intermolecular forces and the hybridization of atomic orbital. So these are the mainly things we are going to cover in this chapter of the chemical bonding. The types of bond, strengths of the ionic and covalent, but also we are going to look on the issue of intermolecular forces and the hybridization of the atomic orbitals. So now let us start with the issue of the type of chemical bond. The types of chemical bonds. My students, remember tushaona ni maana ya chemical bonding, so confused. Na tumeona kwamba kwenye hii chemical bonding we are going to cover what and what and what. Tumesema tunaenda kucover the types of bond, the ionic strengths of the ionic and covalent, but also we are going to cover the issue of the intermolecular forces as well as the issue of hybridization of the atomic orbital. So now let us start with the issue of the types of chemical bond. Sasa types of chemical bond are obvious, is the same kama tulivyozisoma kule, lakini hapa kuna addition ambazo zitaongezeka, tunaenda kuziona. So there are 3 types of chemical bonds, which are the ionic, ambayo ionic sometimes is known as electrovalent bond, but also we have the covalent bond and we have the metallic bond. So these are mainly 3 types of the chemical bond. We have the ionic ambayo sasa na electrovalent, lakini pia we have the covalent and we have the metallic bond. So you can see that in this section you will learn about the characteristic of the electrovalent bond, covalent bond, ambapo kwenye covalent bond actually will include the dative bond. Kwa hiyo kwenye covalent bond tutasoma hiyo issue ya dative bond. Kwa hiyo we'll understand also the properties, or we can say characteristic, but also in the metallic bond. Kwa tutaona hizo types, lakini pia not only that, tukishakava hizo types tutaona characteristics zake. Tutaona characteristics za ionic, covalent, ambayo hapo kwenye covalent tuta include pia na dative bond, lakini pia we have to learn about the characteristic of the metallic bonds, the characteristic of the metallic bond. Also you will learn about the types of intermolecular forces and the hybridization of atomic orbit, as I've said in the previous, kwamba kwenye hii concept ya chemical bonding tutajifunza baadhi ya hivyo vitu. Kwa hiyo pia tutaona kuhusiana na hizo types of the intermolecular forces, lakini pia na issue of those hybridization of the atomic orbitals. So my student, here let us start with the first types of the chemical bonds known as ionic or electrovalent bond. The ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So when we talk about electrovalent bond or ionic bond, simply this ionic bond is a chemical bond which is formed by electrostatic force of attraction between the 2 opposite charged ions. As I remember, this is the A level. That's unaona hata definition imekuwa kidogo complicated, lakini hapa tumejaribu tu ku overall ile general meaning of this formation of this ionic bond. Wakati wewe kule ulisoma kwamba hii covalent bond inahusisha formation of what? Positive charge and negative charge. Lakini pia ukaona kwamba it involve the sharing of electron. Transferring of electron. Kwamba ina involve transferring of electron. Ndizo maana ambazo ulikuwa unazisoma kule ukiwa kidato cha pili cha tatu, I think so. Lakini hapa anakuambia kwamba an ionic bond is the chemical bonds which is formed by the electrostatic force of attraction. Kwamba cha kwanza kuna ile force of attraction ambayo imehold zile compound, that's why inatengeneza bond. Kwa hiyo it is formed by electrostatic force of attraction between the 2 opposite charged ion. Sasa anaposema 2 opposite charged ion, maana kwamba we have the 2 charge, the positive and the negative charge. That are the positive 2 charged ion, namely cation and anion, that are formed as a result of the transfer of 1 or more electrons from one atom to another. As I've said, kwamba hii ionic or electrovalent, it involve the formation according to this electrostatic force of attraction between 2 opposite charged ions. Sasa hizo opposite charged ion ni zipi? We have the positive charged and negative charged ion. Sasa always the positive charged ion is known as cation and the negative charged ion is known as the anion. Therefore, that's why anasema kwamba this opposite charged ion namely known as cations and the anions. And these are formed due to the transferring of 1 or one, two or more electron, one or more electrons from one atom to another, kwamba electron can be transferred. So here is how the electrostatic can be defined, or this can be this is how the ionic or electrostatic electrocovalent bond can be stated. Kwa hiyo ukaambia what is the electrovalent bond, what is the ionic bond, this is how you can state, or this is how you can define. It is formed by electrostatic force of attraction between two opposite charged ion, namely cation and an ion. And this cation and an ion is formed because of the what? Or its result as a transfer of the what? Of electrons from one atom to another atom.